Well, welcome back to this video, chaps and chapesses. This is the Airfix 172 Hawker Typhoon in 72 scale. Well, you probably know that if you've if you found the thumbnail and thought, well, let's have a look at this, you'll probably know what it is that we're going to build today. We're just clipping off some parts here and just having a look at some of the detail. It's quite nice. One of the main reasons of building the kit really is just to see if I can still do 172 scale aeroplanes. And you can be the judge of that, whether I can. Let me know in the comments below. Nice bit of detail on the cockpit and the wheel wells. If you've seen the intro, you would see that it's another main part of doing this kit is for the resin engine, which we'll get to obviously shortly. You can see what's happening here. I don't need me to tell you. I'm putting the yoke in. Nice little kit actually. And here we go, resin seat. This is the first time really I've tackled resin in a proper way, and well, it came out okay, I think. This CMK engine is the star of the show, and look at that. That is just amazing. Not sure of the colour, but that is just a lovely piece of resin. Obviously cutting out the supports here. Try not to cut my finger off. There are a couple of changes with this this video. We've gone for like a white background instead of the my usual mucky cutting mat. So instead of the mucky green cutting mat, look at that detail in there, we've gone for a mucky grey one. Let me know what you think. Absolutely stunning. And obviously that part there would be for the spinner, for the prop to go on. Obviously we get exhaust stacks which are all hollowed out, and they have to be individually cut, which is a bit of a disappointment, but hey ho. So the first thing really to tackle was cutting out the fuselage parts for getting the engine in gently with a razor saw. There are instructions with the kit. Is it called it? Would you call this a kit? The resin engine? Not really a kit, is it? With the part, I suppose you'd call it. So it does tell you to cut down through the panel lines, and which is what we're doing here. There's a little step just where the exhaust stacks are, which this is why I'm using the blade here instead of the proper tool, just so I can get a bit more accuracy, see what I'm doing, and just with a little bend and a little hope that I don't stretch anything. Oh yeah, there you go. So obviously all this has got to be replicated on the other side as well, so a little bit of a squeaky bum moment, all this, because obviously it's I only get one chance at this. And you can imagine on camera it's always there's always potentials for something to go wrong, and it normally does, but I kind of get away with it. It sits in there nice. You just got to do a bit more tidy up to get it in, and it'll look something like that. The plastic is a bit thick, I'll give you that, but there's not a lot you can do. So here we go, using a bit of super glue to get these get the exhaust stacks in, which they go in pretty well. Seeing them is a different issue. Using my visor here, and just pop them in and hope for the best, basically. So you should be left with something like that. Obviously I've got to do the other side as well, just like that. This is the Gaahleri markers. We're just doing the like the air intake here. Obviously speeding up footage. Bare plastic, just to see what they were like properly. I was going to do all the engine in the markers, but as it turns out, well, you'll see shortly, I didn't use them for that purpose. But they work out okay. It's probably, you know, it's getting an airbrush out all the time and cleaning it, and just for small parts such as these markers are a pretty good investment, I think. A bit lazy, I give you that. If you're saying to me now, oh, it's a bit lazy, well, you're right, it is. So the interior, we went with the gunship grey from MRP, and painted up the seat with that sky grey from Tamiya, as you can see there. The backing is a Vallejo. I can't remember what it was now, to be honest with you. A Vallejo. Oh, I don't even know what it was. A green from Vallejo. My brush painting's pretty poor. As you can imagine, my hands aren't as steady as they used to be, and my eyesight certainly isn't what it was. Again, visor used. And in 72 scale, I didn't do too bad a job, I don't think. This seat is probably the only thing you see in the cockpit, because it's very tight. A lot of Hawker aircraft, the cockpits are really small. Hurricanes, Hunters and such like, you don't really see a lot. So it's quite important the seat is not too bad. It's a thing that you do see. So just sticking in that air intake in there. And the seat just goes in. The resin seat's got lugs, obviously, which sits inside the kit part. Fits in there nicely, no trouble whatsoever. You see, I don't really show you too much of the cockpit, because you just do not see it. You'll see at the end of the video, you just do not see anything in it. And in fact, just inside where the engine does go, there's a lot of there's a bit of cutting out needs to be done at the end, which is important to get that engine in. This is Mr. S. This is the black Mr. S glue. Now I don't know whether mine is a bit of an old pot now, whether it's going off, because it dries almost instantly. I kind of like it. It's quite good. Could have used super glue, in fairness, but there's no coming back from super glue. Look, you can't see nothing inside that cockpit, as you can see. Nice detail on the kit. The wings going together now, or going onto the fuselage. The CMK, they do a Canon implant, so to speak. Canon implant, what am I talking about? Canon bays. They do full resin Canon bays on both wings there. Now you've got to draw a line to say, well, hang on a minute, this kit isn't for that. This isn't to show off what CMK can do, so I didn't get them, which is a shame because they look like they're bloody good. There's that seat there, look. As I say, it's the only thing you can see. Just filling in the wing root there with some Mr. Surfacer. Yeah, if you're going to do this as a little diorama with maybe a vehicle and maybe a Nissan hut or some sort of building, then yes, you would absolutely throw everything at it, and it'd look absolutely great. But that wasn't for me today, not for this one. Smoothing that down just with one of these silicone tool things. Looks a bit of a mess, doesn't it? I must admit, and it always goes through my mind. I hope I can get it cleaned up. But with a bit of thinner, Mr. Colour thinner, not the leveling thinner, the ordinary thinner, comes out quite nicely. These are the kit wheels. No primer, straight on with the paint. At this scale, there's not much point putting primer on, I didn't think. These are the colours we're going to use for the prop. Obviously, yellow wingtips straight onto plastic. Or did I prime this? I can't remember now. Obviously, the back plate of the spinner needs to be yellow as well. And that black is my favourite night colour from MRP. The spinner does turn out a bit red, in fairness. It's a bit of a bright red. There's the Tamiya colours, and they're really kind of for cars, really. There it is. There's that night colour. I think I've just got the. I think I've got me edited a bit back to front there. I've already done this. Brilliant. But yeah, no, night's a great colour. MRP night is a brilliant colour for all things like props, internal parts, anything. It's a really nice black. Now I did prime the airframe just in a Mr. Surfacer 1500 in the grey. As you can see, we're just it looks like we're hosing it on here, but I'm not really. It's obviously just speeded up footage. Nice skinny coats. Goes down lovely. The MRP dark green, RF dark green, is a little bit washed out. I mean, it's great if you want to do like a faded colour, in my opinion. But I just wanted something a bit stronger, and the Mr. Colour dark green is really good. Using the worm technique here for the camouflage. At 72 scale, it's a bit tight. It's a lot easier when it's in a larger scale. You can't really form the actual camo pattern itself easily for me. Again, there's no black basing or anything here. We're just getting the colour down. We can sort that out later on. Any weathering. So I'm not actually painting any weathering into the paint like I would kind of normally do. No, it would be the black basing. Not on this one. These are the D-Day stripes. So we're using the 6mm Tamiya tape, which is the perfect width at 72 scale. I can't imagine that was there. They made it. That's probably more by luck than judgment, but there you go. So just get them all on here like this, and then it gives us a template to see where the rest of the masking can be, or is going to go. Popping that down like that. With the MRP, there's no issues with when you remove the masking tape for tearing the paint. It's you know, the MRP is pretty good. This is medium sea grey underneath. I didn't show that, but that's that MRP medium sea grey. I think we'll just let this run for a moment, play a bit of music, and I'll come back to you when I've got something else to say. Tamiya XF rubber black. Now I use the XF because I want a matte colour that's going to grip the paint, which I'm going to be doing shortly. Could use the lacquer, but it dries like a semi-gloss, and you know, it's just a bit harder to paint over, I find. So, you know, just try and help myself there and just use a bit of use a matte colour. This is I believe a Hataka interior green. Hataka, God, that's hard to say. Just to get the back plate of the engine bay there. Break out the Gaahleri markers again, just for doing the back of the engine. So flat aluminium, and we're going to be dry brushing with a cheap old dry brush this engine, and it comes up, well, I think it comes up pretty nice. We've all seen dry brushing before. I like it as a technique. It's a bit sniffed at, but I like it. because it's because it's easy. You get good results. You don't have to be particularly good at it. You just slam it on. It gets out like that. So a bit of dark iron here. This is for the exhaust stacks, which is painted on. You can paint with the brush. It's always best to airbrush, but obviously to airbrush that would be pretty difficult, to say the least. But we are buffing them up still. And they come up okay, and there's a bit more work to be done. As you can see, it comes up really nice. Shiny. They don't stay shiny for too long. A brown wash just onto the stacks here. Not to rust them up, because they wouldn't have been rusty. Just to give them that exhaust stack colour. And then we come in then to put a wash on the engine with some engine grease. It's Abtalung, I don't know what the number is. What number is that? The oil, don't know. Anyway, it's engine grease. Just to give it a bit of a greasy look. There you go. Just throw it on. That's the technique. This is the techniques we like, innit? Just chuck it on. Hope for the best. And that's what you get at the end. Quite nice. A bit of deckling we're going to show here. Not going to show too much because we've all seen deckling. These decals are cartograph, aren't they? And they absolutely are pretty good. Let's be honest about it. Although the left handle settled better than the right hand one for some reason. I don't really know why. Clearly it's something that I did or didn't do, but I did them exactly the same. Odd one. Anyway, they settled down really nice. I do struggle with decals and deckling, but then these are just, don't have to worry about it. The walkways, I'm using the decals, as you can see. Now, I forgot to paint them, basically. That's why I'm using the decal, and there's no way I'm just going to try and get mask that off to spray, so I thought we'll use the decals because they work so well. They won't be a problem. Bit of chipping. Don't really do chipping. I'm a bit new, especially sponge chipping. This is like a new technique for me. Don't really do it, and I kind of think it even might be at 72 scale a little bit overkill. It's a bit bright. Now they does tone down a little bit. If you see the camo there, look, I have post shaded this. Now I took footage, but of doing it, but all you could see was the top of the airbrush, and pretty pointless. So there's no point in showing it. But I did do that. Just mixing up a little wash here, more of a filter. I think this is burnt umber for your reference, like a browny colour, want a brown underneath. More of a filter than actual sludge wash. Nothing wrong with sludge washes, but I just wanted to filter the finish rather than getting a really in your face sludge wash. I mean, I have used sludge washes before, and they're great because they kind of tone your paintwork. But I didn't really want that. I thought it might be a bit too heavy for this scale. And then for the top, we've got Starship Filth, of course. the old favourite. What do we do without Starship filth, eh? Godsend. I've got a couple of marks there. Now I do take them off with the cotton bud here, and I wish I hadn't really, because I would have thought as soon as I did, I thought, oh no, I should have left them on really, because it would have helped off with the weathering. But there you go. Just trying to make it neat and tidy as much as we can. Trying to find that right consistency for the wash. Just don't want it too thin, don't want it too heavy. I did think about riveting the model. It went through my mind at the very beginning. Does it need a rivet? I'm glad I didn't. I think it might have been too much. Unless the rivets are going to be nice and fine and accurate. Someone like me re-riveting a 72 scale, it might be a bit too much. Again, that wasn't what this build was about. This is a bit of oil paint, messing about with some oil just to alter the paintwork a bit more. You can see where I've faded it with the airbrush. Now I'm just going to use a bit of oil now just to alter them a bit more. So this is, again, this kind of technique is a bit new to me. I've been modelling now for a number of years. I still can't master using oils. You might have noticed if you look at some of my old videos, my back catalogue of builds, you'd see that I'm not quite there. But we'll persevere as we've persevered here. So I've got a number of colours on this bit of cardboard here. That's an olive green and a dust colour. Just mix them up and just try and find some colours and then just dot them on and basically with a dry brush we're just rubbing them off. Basically just to get rid of it. I think that's the problem with the oils that I've always had. The subtleness. Sometimes I can't see the subtleness. And then when I see I've been using oil and think, oh yeah, and then you come back at the next day and it's far, far, far too much. So it's a case of putting it on, dotting it on, taking it all off. Seems a bit counterintuitive, but let me know how you think I got on in the comments below. Another mix of oils here. So I'm using some scarlet red here to go onto the spinner. I said it was a bit bright, so using just a bit of oil here just to tone it down a little bit. And for the practice, of course. Comes out okay. Now the missiles, or the rockets I should say, for the pigtails I'm just drilling out the back of the rocket here. And then we've got in some copper wire, skinny copper wire, and then super gluing it into the back of the hole. Into the back of the rocket. The rail's obviously going on. And then the rockets come in, all super glued this is. You can see the pigtails sticking out the back. And then we just bend them down to have them droopy. Right, coming to the very end now. Chaps, thank you for sticking with it. Let me know how we got on in the down below. Oh yes, one thing we did forget. There you go. Now I think that looks not too bad at all. Not bad. Anyway, as I say, let me know. Tell me how I got on. Tell me what you liked and what you didn't like about this video. And we will see you on the next one, whenever that will be. Hopefully it won't be too long. I kind of know what it's going to be. So if you just stick around, the canopy is PVA'd on, by the way. If you want to stick around, the money shot is coming up. Alright lads, I'll leave you to it. See you next time.